All right, so for our next task, we are going to be creating Chrome extensions on your Chromebook. Now, if you look right next to my URL, that's the address up here that we usually search for things, or we type the website that we want to go to. That's where our URL goes. Right next to the URL are all these little pictures, and each one of those little pictures helps me do something a little bit easier. So for example, this blue one is my calendar. That helps me know if I have any homework coming up. So that's one of the extensions that we are going to install. This little scissors allows me to split my screen into two halves so I could take notes on one side and watch a video on the other. If you have the scissors, you need to have the glue. So our next task is going to be to find some of these that are going to be appropriate for you in school. Now, please note, I have some up here because this is my personal computer. Like I have my Pinterest. That's not school appropriate. This is on my computer at my home, and so I can have that there. The same with my Bitmoji. I make a lot of the activities that we do here at school with my Bitmoji just to make it a little bit more fun. That's not going to be something that we'll play with unless you've got a very special project that your teacher wants you to use. So a lot of these are going to be very limited. And if you have extensions that you put on yourself, maybe over the summer or perhaps last year, that we do not recommend, you are going to need to delete those. And in order to do that, you need to hover over the top, and then you're going to double click until this bar comes up, and then you can remove from Chrome. And you're going to need to do that with any extension that you put on there that isn't on the list that we're going to give you. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do is in your browser here, where you look for web addresses, you're going to type in Chrome Store. All right, so when you type in Chrome Store, you get the big long list, and usually the top one is in something like this. Usually the top one's right, but if you take a look at the address right above it, chrome.google.com web store, that sounds right. But down here, support.google.com, that is help for somebody, but not the store itself. So you need to look at that address part, not just whatever pops up first, and make sure that address matches what you're looking for. So we're going to go into the Chrome store, and there is a list of approved extensions. So there are a lot that you will not be able to install. All right, like for example, Quizlet was something that we had you guys bookmark earlier in these activities. If you want, you could add the extension. So when you click on it, looks like this one might not work anymore. Let's look for one that I know that I'm going to want you to have. Kami, that's a good one because if you ever have a PDF, this helps you read it and write on it. So notice I already have Kami installed. So this would say install, and you would click it and it would go through installing it, and then your little picture would show up there. So that's one that you guys can do. Let's see, Nearpod. See how you click on it and it says add extension. Google Calendar for sure. We are going to all do, because what's awesome is if you click on that calendar, your homework from Google Classroom will show up and you'll be able to see it there real quickly. So we are going to make that list, and you will go ahead and install and search for the names that we say, and then install those little extensions to make your job on your Chromebook a little bit easier. All right. Remember, please do not have your Chromebook found with an extension installed that we have not asked you to install, because sometimes Chromebooks can get taken away and you need to do things on paper instead. We don't want that. So let's make sure that we only have extensions approved by the staff at Edison, and then we'll all be good to go. Remember, this is a tool we're using for school now, and we need to make sure that we keep it as a professional tool. It's not a game station. All right, thanks folks. So that is your next task.